Tonight on Connecticut's news station, winter's late push.
I was hoping that we'll go right to spring.
We'll show you how Connecticut handled this first statewide snowstorm of the season.
One storm moving out, but there may be another one in the pipeline. More of an active stretch of weather coming up.
Also, a special election.
It's really important that that person continues Q's legacy.
A beloved state lawmaker died in a crash hours after being sworn into office, and tonight, voters will decide who will carry on his work.
And cash bail in Connecticut.
I was unsentenced for like 4 months because my family couldn't afford that bond.
In a special report, we're looking at the problems some say it causes and the reforms advocates want to see.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And we start things off here at 10 o'clock on the Weather Watch. As one winter storm ends, another one is on the way. Good evening, I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to winter in New England, right? We thought we escaped it this season, but that ended with this morning's snowfall. And get ready, we have more winter weather on the way.
We waited long enough. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank starting us off tonight with the first check of the forecast. Rachel, winter's here.
Yeah, it's finally here. It's been quite some time since we've seen a widespread accumulating snow, and we ended up getting quite a bit of it, with a lot of the state picking up anywhere between 4 to 7 inches of snow, and some areas getting close to 8. The next winter storm on the horizon is not going to be until late Friday or even Friday night. So we got a lot of time to push the reset button in between now and then, including a warming trend for the next couple of days that's going to help melt a lot of the snow on the ground. Before tonight, the snow has moved on, but temperatures dropping below freezing, and that could mean areas of patchy black ice. So check in with the morning show crew tomorrow before heading out. Here's a look at some of those snowfall totals. 4 inches in Killingworth, 5.5 inches in Franklin. And here's some of those higher totals: Burlington, Simsbury, Coventry, up around 7 inches of snow. So heading through the evening tonight, again, there could be some untreated surfaces that are a little bit slippery. Overall, though, temperatures dropping back through the 20s, and we'll start the day off with a bit of sunshine to begin the day tomorrow. Then we'll see increasing clouds. There is a chance for a spot rain or a snow shower later in the afternoon and into the early evening between about 4 to 7 p.m. It's going to come through without much of an impact, but we just don't want you to get caught off guard. One of the big stories, though, is, again, it will be much warmer tomorrow with highs in the 40s, and even warmer still on Thursday with highs close to 50 degrees. Again, that's before we have our next potential winter storm coming in later Friday, and this one not just bringing us snow, but likely a wintry mix, snow, sleet, and then eventually a transition over to rain. We'll talk about it. Full forecast coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Rachel. The impacts from this snowstorm still lingering into the day tomorrow for some communities. Most schools are back to normal tomorrow, but North Stonington schools are still feeling some impact from today's storm. They're opening 2 hours late tomorrow following today's weather. A little bit further north, most parts of Windham and Talent counties saw about a half a foot of snow today. The National Weather Service says Rockville, Coventry, and Storrs got at least 7 inches.
Kind of late in the year, I was hoping maybe to see the flowers coming up, but I'll go for it. You know, we didn't have much this year. We could use the water that we get from the snow.
And coming up tonight at 10:30, we'll look at how many crashes state police responded to, and also how one ski area got a much-needed boost to business.
Well, new at 10, a candidate has declared victory tonight in the special election to replace State Representative Quinton Williams. Williams was killed by a wrong-way driver in January, the crash happening hours after he was sworn into office. According to unofficial results, Democrat Kai Belton has defeated Republican Deborah Klakowski by 940 votes in the 100th State House District in Middletown. Belton posted on her campaign's Facebook page tonight that while she's celebrating this victory, her heart is heavy as she mourns the death of the man known by many as Q. Fox 61's DeAndrea Turner joins us live in Middletown with more on how State Representative Williams is being remembered tonight. DeAndrea.
Well, Jen, it was very emotional here today. When she declared that victory, you could hear her and her campaign team cheering from outside the door. But moments later, when we walked inside, people were crying and embracing each other because before he passed away, State Representative Quentin Williams told her that she should run for a political office. So this moment, this very moment, was very bittersweet for her. Just hours after snow coated every part of the state, people in Middletown made their way to a polling place to cast their vote in a special election. This special election in the city was scheduled because of the tragic death of State Representative Quentin Q. Williams. He was killed in a wrong-way crash on Route 9, leaving the governor's inaugural ball in early January.
The role that the person that will win on tonight will be so important to me that they carry the legacy that Quentin Williams has already laid.
This day, bittersweet for many.
Think about was Representative Quentin Williams and what he stood for and his passion for this city of Middletown.
Tuesday night, after the polls closed, a new chapter. A role Kai Belton says she isn't taking lightly.
Because I've always wanted to run, but I never imagined it would be his seat. So it's kind of two-sided, right? Like, it's painful to think about, but at the same time, I know that this is what he would have wanted if he would have moved on from this seat in another way. So that is the reason why I decided to run.
Belton will be the first black woman to fill this seat, just as Williams was the first black man to serve the city.
I feel like Q opened that door for me, and I am so excited that I just opened the door for somebody else.
Her opponent was Republican Deborah Klekowski, a 10-year former Common Council member.
And I cannot say that I will fill Q's shoes. Those are huge shoes. No one is going to fill those shoes. But I'm going to do the very best I can to advocate for this community and represent them and carry their voices with me to the Capitol. That is important to me. I will continue Q's work, but to fill his shoes, that's not possible.
Now, we did reach out to Klekowski's campaign office to see if they have anything to say, and we're waiting back to see if they have a statement or not. For now, in Middletown, DeAndrea Turner, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, DeAndrea. Moving on tonight, new details from Beacon Falls. The State Department of Agriculture is investigating after dozens of animals were seized from a farm following animal welfare concerns. Last Friday, the state took custody of 99 sheep and a goose. 15 cats were also surrendered by the farm owners to a local animal control. The state received complaints regarding unsuitable living conditions for many of the animals, as officials say many of the sheep of that farm were dealing with too much wool, causing skin conditions and lameness due to overgrown hooves. Fox 61's Jake Garcia is working on this story, and we'll have an update on the investigation coming up next hour on the Fox 61 News at 11. Meanwhile, we are following breaking news tonight here on the News at 10 out of Greece, where more than 24 people have been killed in a train crash.
Yeah, this happened in the northern part of the country, more than 230 miles away from Athens. Fox 61's Sarah Sanchez joins us in the Breaking News Center with what we've learned right now. Sarah.
Well, Ben and Jen, pretty devastating. Firefighters in Greece say at least 26 people have been killed. 85 are injured after a passenger train and a freight train collided in the valley of Tempe. Hellenic Train says about 350 people were on that train, which was traveling from Athens to the city of Thessaloniki. 3 of the train's cars caught fire. Hospital units that treat burn victims are anticipating patients. Dozens of ambulances have been rescuing people, pulling them from the scene. One teen survivor tells Greek reporters just before that crash, he felt strong braking and saw sparks before the train suddenly stopped. The region's governor has described the collision as a very powerful one and also says it was a terrible night. We'll bring you updates about the crash as soon as we learn new information. In the Breaking News Center, Sarah Sanchez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Awful, Sarah. Thank you very much. All right, an update to breaking news that we first brought you last night at 10 after a Connecticut native was killed in a terrorist attack in Israel. 27-year-old Elon Ganelis was a native of West Hartford and was in Israel for a wedding. The Jewish Federation of Greater Hartford says he was shot by 2 Palestinian terrorists in the eastern eastern West Bank near Jericho and died in the hospital. Ganelis's family is in Israel, where he is being laid to rest. Back here in Connecticut, his town is devastated by his death.
This young life cut way too short from senseless violence has our community reeling.
At this time, most of all, our hearts are with the Ganelis family, and however they lead us, we will follow in supporting them and carrying on his memory.
Funeral services for Ganelis will be held tomorrow morning in Israel. His family will then return home to Connecticut for Shiva, which is a Jewish period of mourning.
Well, after today's snowstorm canceled it, the information fair for Stone Academy students will resume tomorrow and Thursday. Sessions are being held both days at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., noon to 2, and 2 to 4 p.m., 3 different sessions. Representatives from Lincoln Technical Institute, Griffin Hospital School of Allied Health Careers, Porter and Chester Institute, and the National Guard will all be present. Students will also be able to meet with state officials to learn about applying for a loan discharge as well.
New video tonight shows UConn Health lighting up its campus in Farmington this week to raise awareness about more than 7,000 rare diseases. Today is Rare Disease Day, and UConn is looking to show how important it is to advance research for finding a cure. The goal is also to find therapies and potential cures for patients. UConn Health says it's especially highlighting Krabbe disease, which is a genetic condition that attacks the central nervous system and mostly affects babies. A UConn Health professor received a federal grant to find out what causes Krabbe disease.